So today's lesson is another one that should be relatively easy, so I don't feel too bad teaching this like this as opposed to actually being there. Sorry, you don't want me there the way I'm feeling anyway. Also, you may hear some battling in the background. Don't worry, it's just my 2-year-old and my 4-year-old battling Pokemon with each other. That's what we do at 9 o'clock at night. So, if you go to the store and you see that it was $50, now it's $20, and you're trying to figure out how much it's changed percent-wise. So, like, what percent off? There's a really easy formula that you can use. And it works no matter which way you use it. So, even if the price goes up, this will still work. So, the formula that you're looking for here is the new price minus the old price, all divided by the old price. Now, you may also see the word original used instead of old. They mean the same thing. The idea is you just need to figure out which one is new and which one it started as. So let's use this formula for the ones that are above. So here we have the new price, which is $20. And we're going to subtract the $50 because it's the new price minus the old price, all of that over the old price. Now when we do 20 minus 50, and remember you're allowed to use your calculator, you're left with negative 30 over 50. Now I know you guys will all be mad at me for doing this, but you can't stop me because you're not here. So I am going to simplify by dividing the top and bottom by 10. And now I have negative 3/5. If you type that in your calculator and convert that into a decimal, you'll have negative 0.6. Another way you can think of it is 100 divided by 5 is 20, so each of those is worth 20. Well, let's convert that negative 0.6 into a percentage, so we're at negative 60%. So what this is saying is that we decrease the price, because it's negative, we decrease the price by 60%. And that makes sense, because if we look, we'll see that we have 50 and it went down. That's a decrease. Let's do another example, but this time let's do a price increase. So I'll get rid of my original prices. Alright. So this time, let's say that the original price was something like $20. And now it's up to $45. So the idea here is just showing how we would figure this out. And this is something that, for example, a store may use, because a store may want to mark something up. So the first one was a decrease, this one is going to be a markup. So same deal, it's still going to be new minus old over old. So we're going to have 45 minus the original, which is 20, over the original, which is 20. So we'll subtract, and we're left with 25 over 20. When we do that in a calculator, we're left with something that looks a little surprising. But I'll show it to you by hand. So here, it could look like we would have something like 1 5/20. In order to get that to 100, we would multiply by 5, so it would be 1, and if we multiply by 5, 25 100ths, right? I just multiplied by 5, multiplied by 5. So here, I'm left with 125%. Again, if you did it in your calculator, it would just look like a 1.25. And you can go that way too. So either way works. But the point is, here, we're at 125%. So that is a little interesting because it's a markup of 125%. And that makes sense, because a markup of 100% is just the $20, so it would be at 40, but it went up even further. So on your next quizzes, you'll see everything set up as new price and original price, or they'll use old price, it depends. And you just use this formula. Word problems are equally easier. Just find which one is the new price and which one is the original price. Use the formula new minus old over old, and it'll work out every time. Sorry I can't be there today. Hopefully I'll be back on Thursday.